Hi everyone, this is Keith with Merch Database, and today we're going to take a little bit more expanded look at our dashboard. The dashboard section of our Merch Database application basically is a snapshot of all your most recent progress in your Merch by Amazon account. What we've tried to do is make it a little bit easier to kind of see where you're standing with your account, not only from the perspective of your product sales, but also your royalty amounts. Basically, our dashboard really is a tool that you'll be able to use to be able to get a deeper look at what's selling and what's kind of working in your account, just at an overall view before you really start digging deeper into your data. So starting out at the top level of the dashboard here in the upper right hand corner, we have a few functions that are just kind of basic functions to the overall system here at Merch Database overall. First and foremost, we have the marketplace selector that you can use to target what market you're using or selling in your Merch by Amazon account. And so you can select the United States, Great Britain, Germany, and obviously then it's going to populate and give you your sales data and royalty data for that particular marketplace. Pretty straightforward. As we go to the right here, you'll see that we have three distinct buttons: sync products, sync sales, and delete data. These buttons were created for our users basically just to make it easier to make sure that your data is up to date. As you're selling things, as you're working within the system, there's times when you may need to reload your data or sync your sales data, and that's why we've put these buttons here respectively. The sync products button is just going to enable you to sync all of your product information. The sync sales data is our sync sales button, is simply going to allow you to sync your live sales. So let's say you've been in here working for a little while, you want to see a live snapshot. If you picked up new sales, you can simply click the sync sales button. The final button on this top bar up here is our delete data button, and the delete data button is really more for our users functionality. We've given our users the option to be able to basically purge all of your data on a basically session by session basis. So if you come in and you want to work within the application, you want to purge your data at every time you go to log out, we've basically provided that functionality where it's simple for a user to purge any of your unique data from the system. So that's kind of an overview of what those top button functionality is. As we come down into the first bar, you'll notice pretty straightforward. We've tried to give a snapshot of where you are with respect to your Merch by Amazon account. In this section, you'll see your tier level. You'll see how many designs you have live, illustrated by this progress bar as well. You'll also see on the right-hand column how many uploads you have remaining today in your Merch by Amazon account. So that kind of breaks down for you what you can do, what you can put up, and where you are overall on the progress of your account. As we continue into the second column, our second row here, you'll see that we kind of start getting into basically a snapshot of your sales and royalty data. And what we tried to do is the reason that we've organized these columns as we have is because we've tried to give you the ability to really compete against yourself in what you're doing with your Merch by Amazon account. You'll notice that in this kind of first column on the left here, we have today's sales and today's royalties, and then backed up by total sales and total royalties. And that kind of gives you a snapshot of everything that you're doing, not only just today, but then in this second row, your total amount of sales, total amount of royalties, everything that's been canceled or returned in your account, so that you can get a kind of snapshot view of what's happening there. In the right-hand column with the sales and royalty valuations, we've tried to, again, reinforce that ability for you to kind of have a look back period and say, in this month's period, in what I'm doing in this calendar month, how does that compare to my last month's data? And so that's why we have these two rows stacked up on top of each other, where you can see exactly what you did in sales and royalty in this month's period versus last month's results. Just to kind of give you that kind of comparison look. As we continue on with the dashboard here, you'll see that we come to what is really a dynamic chart to get a better feel for what your recent product sales have been on a weekly, monthly, and annual basis. We haven't had any sales here this morning in this account, but I wanted to show you when you mouse over the chart itself, it becomes a dynamic chart where it will actually break down for you exactly how many products you've sold, depending on what you have live in your account, what's selling. And it actually breaks everything down graphically, on a color by color basis for each product. And the cool thing about this is you can kind of toggle back and forth. You can see monthly data, you can see yearly data. So it gives you a nice little snapshot of what's happening within your account in terms of sales, what products are selling, just on kind of a visual quick glance, which will help you to kind of get a better feel for what's happening in your account. So to keep these videos kind of short, I'm going to go ahead and end the video here today. This will be part 1 of the dashboard explanation. We'll come back with a part 2 kind of explaining the second half, more or less, of the dashboard. But thanks for joining us on this video. Please be sure to check us out at merchdatabase.com or on Facebook at merchdatabase. Appreciate you following along with this video, and feel free to get in touch with us with any questions about our application.